So let's talk about what goals mean to us. Nathan, you did a great job of the DME, which again will be held in the end of May in Nashville. What is a goal and what is not a goal?
So DME, we had such a fun time last year. I'm really looking forward to it again this time around. We're actually it's amazing how much time goes into it and planning. So we are just about 6 months, a little less than 6 months out. We have almost sold out of our exhibitor booths.
Wow.
They're all been spoken for. Almost all of them have been paid for. Some people still out there sending their money, but we've got 15 spots, and I think 14 of them have been spoken for. So that's amazing. That is going incredibly fast. And then some of the other sponsorships, which are a ton of fun. We've got some really extra cool things that we've thrown in there. Anyway, point is, we've started planning for that 3 months ago. So it's up and planning is happening, and we're really excited about bringing it back here this year. For me, so last year we had just about 200 people.
But before we go there,
sure.
You did a great job of goals in the beginning of that. What was the acronym? Do you remember the acronym you used?
SMART.
SMART
goals. So they've got to be specific, measurable, actionable, something you can actually do something about, realistic, and timely. You've got to be able to attach a time to it. So that's SMART goals.
Yes.
Very important.
So the opposite of SMART goal is I want to lose weight is not a goal.
No. That's a nice.
I can't measure it.
No, that's a wish. That's a hope.
Yeah. Right.
But it's not a goal. If you say, I want to lose whatever it is, 20 pounds by June 1st, now you've got a goal.
Yes.
And you can start working towards putting your plans into place of how you're going to achieve that goal. But specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, timely.
Absolutely.
Those are real goals. So that's I learned that several years ago, and I've taken that to heart, and that's how I like to set my goals going forward.
What would you say your first goal is? Lay it out for us.
My very first goal. So I'll back up for 1 second here. Looking back, I don't know that I realized I was doing it at the time, but 2023 was really a setup year. And I'm not sure that I did that necessarily on purpose, but that's what it ended up being. So we took over DME and ran the first one and set that all up, which was fantastic. And we've got a lot of things figured out, which is great. We put our fund together. We had put it on pause, and then we kind of revitalized that and put that back together. So the fund is now up and running and moving forward. But that was another setup thing where that got all put together. Then the third thing was this nonprofit. So we put together a nonprofit. We were waiting for one last document to be able to start moving forward with that. But that was the other setup thing. So for me, that's 3 different projects, 3 different areas that I'm looking at. So that's the first thing. It was a setup year. That means this year, the fund is a $5 million raise. So I want to have that full 5 million raised by June 1st, by the time DME and have that up and running, because there are so many deals. You and I are looking at so many deals and so many great, a lot of these seller finance deals that are coming out. I think we're reaching people where they're learning how to do them correctly. I've seen much better quality the last couple of months, much better quality. So that's great. And had some good conversations with people where they say, okay, so you mean if I did this and this different, that's better? Yes. And so they're getting to know that. So that's good. So 5 million raised by June 1st. That's what I'm looking for.
High five. Well, guys, make sure you help him out there. Spread the word. You know, he's basically going to be giving great returns to people who want to get stuff going. So my goal, one of the things that I have is I'm all about, understand, guys, we don't make money from this at all, right? This is more about branding. But I'd like to get out there more and talk to more people, right? So one of my goals is really to reach a high number on YouTube and Facebook followers and people who watch our content, because it's not about me, it's not about Nathan, it's about the content, making sure we get in front of people. So we encourage you guys, share a podcast and share the YouTube thing. We're probably around 2,000 people on YouTube. I'd like to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. I'd like to double and almost triple that to the end of the year. 5,000 subscribers are watching and learning, not only on the notes side, but also creative finance side. So we encourage you to spread that word, the podcast. Right now, we get around 150 listeners. Share that. I'd like to double that to get 300 listeners on every episode so we can share it. But we need your guys' help to tell us if there's a topic that would be really interesting, such as raising capital. Let us know that so we can really kind of hit home on what you guys want. So I want to double our typical podcast listens and almost triple the YouTube of our subscribers, so we can get in front of more people and share the information we want to share.
That's awesome.
Cindy made a compliment that we do a great job trying to reach out and educating all you guys. Yes, but you guys educate us at the same time. So we want to make sure we're giving back to you guys. We just have a platform to do it.
Yeah.
So that's my first goal. What would be your next goal that you want to achieve? That I pushed you on this goal a little bit. I pushed it a little hard. Let's see which way you go with it, right? Go ahead. What's your next goal?
So the next one would be surrounding DME. So like I say, last year we had about 200 people there. What I had said is when we were talking about this week is I would like to get that up to 300. I think we can do better than that, honestly and truly. So we're going to up that. We're going to say 400 people at DME. So that's what we're shooting for at DME. I honestly believe it is one of the best places you can go to learn about notes, to network with people that are in the note world and people that are involved. It is such a good place to go. I highly, highly recommend it just because it's such a good place to be.
So guys, I want you to help me support Nathan on this. I want him to get to 500, right? I want that target high. So if we don't get 500, we get 499.
Yeah.
Right? He wants 300. I want to push him a little harder here, right? So I want you guys to help push this content. Again, this is not about money making. It's about getting around other people. I want creative finance people, we want seller finance people. We want gurus there. We want everyone there in one room to talk.
Yeah.
And share content. We had deals getting done at the conference, again, at Nathan's conference, right? Deals were getting done on the table. Money was getting wired.
Yeah. We want people there. It's not just to come and rah, rah, rah and go home. No. If that's all that happens, then we've missed the mark. It's to get deals done. That's the number one goal of the conference itself, is get people together so that deals can get done and we can actually have business being done. So that's anything that I'm looking at is like, okay, who are we bringing for different sponsors and things? It's not just anybody who's wanting to sponsor. In fact, we've said no to some people already. No, because they don't contribute to that ultimate goal of getting deals done. If they came, it would be a great presentation. They're great people, are awesome, but it doesn't contribute to that getting deals done. So that's the number one goal.
So my next one is about seller finance, right? To me, I love to buy more notes in general. And last year, I think we bought close to 10 or so seller finance deals and a bunch of partials of that. But I like to buy more whole loan seller finance notes at a rate that makes sense for both the seller and the buyer. I'd like to get to the point where we've actually bought, and again, measurable goals, right? In a timeline. By June, I would like to close 20 creative finance notes. And then by December, I want to almost triple that. I'd like to get to the point where I close almost, say, 60 by the end of the year. I'd like to keep going with that. But the only way to do that is literally to get the word out there to creative finance people that we're out there, we're involved. We can buy from them and we can play with numbers and teach them what it is to create these notes. So that when they get it, they can sell partial. Now, again, if we talked about in our private call was that if the seller creates a note at 8%, it may be better for them to sell partial to a note investor than the whole thing, because you may not be able to sell the whole thing because of discount.
Yeah.
But we like to buy, I like to buy at least 20 by June and 60 by the end of the year. Something I can attain and I can do. We have the capital for it. It's not the problem. It's just getting the deals that make sense and make sure the education's out there. So I'd love for you guys to hold us accountable to both these goals and to help us with our goals, right? We'd love for you guys to join in here. And I would love for you guys to post your goal publicly, like we're doing now, so people can hold you accountable. So in your accountability group or Facebook group, post your goal. I know it may feel embarrassing, may feel weird. You may say, oh, I don't know if I can attain it. But if you don't put it down, it's not realistic. You got to write it down so someone can check in on you. Find that accountability partner and check in with you. So in June, you come back and say, Dave, how you doing? Yeah. And I may or may not hit the mark, but I need that accountability just like you guys do. So it's really, really essential that everyone has that accountability partner.
And run it by that test. Is it a SMART goal? Is it specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely? Run it by that test. And if it meets all 5 criteria, that's a good goal. If it's, you know, if it's missing any one of those elements, then rethink it and just rework it, make it something that you can do something about.
Yeah. So put it in the chat box below, put it in your comments below, set your goals publicly that everyone can see it, so you can be held accountable. We'd also like you to put your tools you did put down there. If we didn't mention a tool that you think you guys need that's essential to your note space investing, put it down there. Let's see who else. You may find someone else who's using the same tool that you could bounce things off of. It's a crucial thing. You know, this stuff is fun to do, and we do this. We did it last year and do it this year. And this is great for those who are just trying to get into the space, but also good for those who are experienced. We often, as experienced investors, we kind of don't want to share much. We kind of get hidden. We don't want to be exposed. But the only way to learn is to grow. And sometimes to grow is to learn from those who may be telling you you're wrong or something that's a little different, right? 3-4 years ago, I was never touching creative finance, seller finance notes. It was too messy and all that stuff until I learned. Yeah. And then I said, wait a minute, this can be done right. Right. So we encourage you guys, put your accountability out there and let's hear what you have to say. So, well, Nathan, I'm looking forward to our next call. You know, I'm big on AI. AI is something that is a goal, but I don't know how to formulate the goal until we talk to him. Simon's going to help me formulate how I'm going to make AI, because everyone knows out there I'm big on this stuff. How can I make AI work for me, right? And I'm probably implementing into our portal or due diligence tool for note investors. So that's awesome. I see someone asked how to get a hold of us. I put a chat in here. Just feel free to reach out to us on social media or go to the websites and email. You'll find us, I promise you, right? If you can't, just send us a message and we'll go from there. But well, Nathan, I think it's time to let the audience go. Enjoy their weekend. We're going to have snow this weekend for the first time. I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. Woo-wee, that storm's coming through. So
looking forward to some snow here. We'll see.
Till next time, guys, enjoy. Thank you very much. And we'll see everyone soon.